So, you write Jupeb, get admission, and resume school as a 200 level student. But what happens after that? Well, I'm here to tell you. This is my first year experience as a direct entry student in the University of Lagos. So, for context, my name is Adiola. Hi. And if you take a quick scroll through my channel, you will see that I wrote Jupeb, waited 1 year, then got admission into Unilag. So this is basically everything I faced as a direct entry student gaining admission into 200 level. The most important thing that I think every day student should know is that nobody is going to care about you, because direct entry is not the normal way to go, and because these students are not really a lot, so no lecturer would necessarily take note of you or put you into consideration. And it won't be a problem. Like, obviously, if you're sitting in class, you don't expect personal acknowledgement until it actually becomes a problem. Let me give you an example. I took this elective class and I didn't realize that in 100 level, the lecturer told them that she likes when they ask questions in group presentation. So we did a group presentation, and me, I was just there in the class, like I was listening to what the other group was saying. Apparently, I was supposed to ask the other group questions, but I didn't know that. Nobody told me. So everybody basically got marked for that and I didn't. That's kind of what I mean. Nobody's going to come to restate their rules. Nobody's going to come to re-explain things to you, because they already assume that you know it, but you don't, because you didn't know 100. There was also this time that we had to do a group presentation, but I don't necessarily know how they do it. So I couldn't present. I had to sit it out and watch them do it so that I'll be able to learn from them. You are experiencing everything for the first time, but the issue is, see, the level you are in, you're expected to know things, but you don't. The things that you're experiencing for the first time, others have already experienced it in 100 level, so nobody is taking into consideration that you are new and you didn't do 100 level. So that kind of makes you feel like you are constantly lagging behind. So for this, one tip that I would recommend is that you get close to the UTME students that are in your class. It would be nice for you to have like somebody that you could go up to, ask for advice in terms of lecturers, ask for tips, ask for what the system is like particular to your department. Another thing in terms of academics that you may encounter is that you might have to go back to study some things that they did in year one. I know this will like,
oh, direct entry just go straight to year two, like what they did in year one doesn't actually matter.
but it does. We did this course. It is history of Western philosophy. So the history goes through 4 periods: ancient, medieval, modern, and contemporary. So in first semester of 200 level, we're doing medieval. They had already done ancients in year one. So for me to understand medieval, I had to know what they taught them then. But no lecturer is going to come to class to come and restate the things that they already said then. They expect you to know it. So you kind of have to go out of your own way to still study the thing. I don't know if every department does this. I would really recommend, if your department does something like that, for you to attend tutorials, because so many courses I did not know was tutorial. Yeah, I would really recommend that you attend tutorials if you can as a direct entry student. Just to add there, it's really nice to be close to seniors. Not close, but just to know them and they know you. You can get notes, you can get past questions if you just relate, and you don't have to be best friends with everybody, but you just need to have like that kind of connection. I think connection is actually very important as a direct entry student. You as the DE students are on a completely different timeline. I'm talking, your own academic schedule is not the academic schedule of the rest of the people in your class. During my freshers week, the university, they declared the week to be lecture free and test free for freshers. I was a fresher technically by the definition, right? I was in 200 level. So while freshers were supposed to have test free and lecture free week, the people in 200 level keep going because they are not freshers. So I was just in between. I'm technically supposed to be attending my matric, but I'm also supposed to be submitting an assignment and attending this class. Oh, it was a lot. So you're on a completely different timeline. I would just advise, don't see yourself as a fresher, because if you want to get the fresher experience, it's kind of impossible for you to do, especially because, like, for me now, my first semester in 200 level was completely online. With the system like that, you naturally as a student have to catch up, but being direct entry, you have to catch up. Like, you have to just put in twice as much effort to get the same results or to be in the same kind of situation as UTM students. It's a bit sad, but like, that's the reality. Okay, so I just have some other random things here in terms of academics. One thing you have to know is GSTs that you did not do in 100 level, you have to do them in 200 level. For me, my first semester, I did not do year 1 GST, but second semester I did two, the one for year 2 and the one for year 1. So in my 300 level, I'll have to still do that year 1 GST that I did not do, because if you don't do a GST, you cannot graduate. Just keep that in mind. You have to do 2 GST. See your course advisor to confirm your course list. I almost took a class that I was not required to take. I exceeded my course limits. So it was until I saw my course advisor that was like, oh, I don't need to take this elective from another department. So yeah, please see your course advisor. Okay, that's everything in terms of academics. Now let's talk about social life and friendships. Like I said, all through my 200 level, I constantly feel like I was trying to catch up. My first semester was completely online. My second semester did not start until halfway. 1 week to exam. Suddenly we had like 4 tests in a day, then class, then tutorial. Like, everything was so rush. For me, I basically had no social life. If for you don't want to give up like your social life, that's something that really matters to you, I would say that if there is a time to be social, it's a second semester. Second semester did not start until halfway because everybody was doing so many events. Like, classes were put on hold, events week, department week, HOD games, Dean's Cup, so many things. How many of them did I attend? Zero. I attended zero. I ran a marathon for the faculty though, but like, apart from that, I did nothing. In terms of friendships, I would say when I got to school, everybody kind of already had their own friends. Everybody already had their own cliques and stuff. And I'm not the kind of person to like put myself in a pre-made group. I would rather, make the group. Most direct entry students are usually just friends with other direct entry students because you're kind of new together, you're experiencing things together. Unless you're a very, very extroverted person, then you may be able to mingle with others, but personally that's not me, so I found it a bit hard to mingle. In fact, it got to a point where people in my class literally came up to me and my friends were like, why don't you guys interact with us? Like, we don't even think you're part of this class. I'm like, yeah. A general tip, if you struggle with friendships, I'll just say it's very good to wait till you find people that align with your values, because what's the point of having a lot of friends if none of them are good quality friends? Like, my friends now are like, I love those people so much. Be open, but also don't try to force anything that is not supposed to happen. Lastly, we have random advice, just random things for students in general. Get to know who your lecturer is. But I'm not saying get to know your lecturers personally, but just like know their faces, know who they are, so you'll be able to recognize them if you see them anywhere else in the university. Have like a dedicated study spot, you and your friends, just somewhere that when you want to study together, you just know where you are going to. For me and my friends, that's the library. The library hates to see us coming. Once we got our library card, we're like, every day, let's go. In between classes, library. After class, library. Before class, library. Everywhere, library. In fact, we even have library crushes. We all have separate library crushes. You see, that's how bad it was. Like, sometimes you don't even want to, you don't get motivated to go to the library. But you know, I'm going to see that boy. Library. Course outline is your best friend. Half the time, there is no notes, no classes. Sometimes lecturers don't come to classes. So if you want to be serious, you want to study, get the course outline and make your own notes, make your own research. I just get the course outline and I use ChatGPT, I use YouTube. There are like so many sources you can use online. If you have your course outline, you are set. That was like my experience, my tips, advice, things I think people should talk more about once you actually get admission as a direct entry student, just so you wouldn't go to school blindly. If you have any tips on how to maintain a healthy balance, please let me know because I am struggling. Also, thank you guys for 500 subscribers. Hello. Also, if you're watching this video and you're not subscribed yet, yeah, subscribe. Now that I am at home, I'm going to try to post more consistently. Can't promise anything because I feel so burnt out. I'm also trying to find a new editing software. So if you are a content creator and you know one that is not CapCut, please recommend that. I will see you in my next